Hi disciple, this is Jetsu, and if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. And for those coming back, thank you for coming back to my channel. On my channel, as you know, I talk about God, His love for us, and His Son return. Today we want to finish up the reading of Nehemiah chapter 4, and we're going to pick up from verse 14. So Nehemiah was commissioned to go to Jerusalem to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem, and I think the temple, and so he's going to rebuild the wall. But when he got to Jerusalem, they were coming from captivity, and they met upon a lot of oppression in Jerusalem, because since they were out of Jerusalem for 70 years, coming back to Jerusalem, a lot of stuff was going on, and a lot of oppression, including the Samaritans. They were all taking over Jerusalem and living in Jerusalem. So they met upon some characters, Sanballat and his comrade Tobiah, and the Arabians, and Geshem, I think his name is Arabian Geshem. And so now we're going to continue reading, which is a three-part reading. We already read part 1 and 2, and now this is the third part, and finishing up chapter 14, reading from verse 14, chapter 4, Nehemiah chapter 4, picking up from verse 14 to 23, where I left off. So let's see what happened to Nehemiah while he's in Jerusalem, building the wall with the children of Israel, and see the finishing of the wall and what happened to Nehemiah. Because like I said, they were up against a lot of oppression, because after 70 years out of Jerusalem, it was lay waste in rubble, and now they are being teased by those who want Jerusalem not to be enclosed anymore. So let's see how God is working to get this wall finished, because like I told you before, God is the greatest bulldozer, and he will bulldoze every obstacles in the way. When he wants to get things done, he's gonna bulldoze every obstacles in the way, and things is gonna be done. So let's read on. And I looked and rose up and said unto the noble and to the rulers and to the rest of the people, but be not ye be afraid of them. Remember the Lord, which is great and terrible. Fight for your brethren, your sons, your daughter, your wife, and your houses. So he's saying, don't be afraid of them. Don't be afraid of them. We have Yahweh on our side, and we're gonna finish this wall. So don't be afraid of them. Don't even pay them any mind. They're like a distraction, I understand, but don't be afraid of them, because Yahweh is on our side. And it came to pass, when our enemies heard that it was known unto us, and God had brought their counsel to naught, that we return all of us to the wall, and every one of us unto its work. So he's saying, all of us, so he's saying to the noble, all of us is returned to the wall, and we are building. And God has brought their counsel to naught. To naught mean God has brought their counsel to nothing. So let's see what happened. And it came to pass, for the time forth, that the half of my servant wrought in the work, and the other half of them elbowed the spears, the shields, and the bows, and the habergeons, and the rollers were behind all of the house of Judah. So he's saying, the word wrought there mean my servants, they building the wall. So one hand is on the wall, plastering the wall, fixing the wall, laying the bricks and everything, and then the other hand is in their, with the other hand holding their spears and their shear. And that's exactly what Nehemiah is saying here. My workers, my servant, they're building one building the wall, plastering the wall, shaping the wall with one arm, and the other arm holding the spears. Isn't that something to be working like that? Because they were ready. They put themselves in a readiness situation at all time, because this wall has to be finished. With that God on their side, the wall is going to finish. So let's read on. And it came to pass from that time forth, that the half of my servant wrought, number 17, then which built on the wall, and they that bear burden with those that laden, every one with one of his hands wrought in the work, and with other hand held the weapon. For the builders, every one he had his swords guarded by his side, and so build, and he that sounded the trumpet were by me. So he's saying, I'm watching, Nehemiah saying, I'm watching all of them building the wall, with their one hand up on the wall building, and one hand holding their spears and sword. And even the person that played the trumpet, he's next to me. The trumpet player he's talking about, the trumpet player is the one that's going to sound the alarm if there is any uprising or there's anything going on. So the trumpet player is going to sound the wall, sound this trumpet, so they could know which because remember, Jerusalem, the enclosed is wide, so it's a wide diameter in terms of the circumference. The diameter of Jerusalem is a big wall to enclose Jerusalem. So the trumpet sounder is going to be there to sound wherever around that wall, the side of, whether the east, west, south side of the wall, that there's any problem, he's going to sound so Nehemiah know there's something going on, so they could fight for the wall. They're working hard in the sun hot. It's very hot, so they're working hard. So they're not going to allow anyone to come and try to tear down what they already put up. No. And I said unto the noble, and to the rulers, and to the rest of the people, the work is great and large, and we are separate unto the wall, one far from another. So he's saying, so Nehemiah is speaking to the nobles. The work is great, and the labor is great. It's a large work. Like I said, the circumference of Jerusalem is wide. So it's a large wall they have to work on from side to side. So that's what he's talking about. It's a lot of work. When you say large, it means a lot of work. They have to lot of bricks and stone they have to put up, around Jerusalem. It's a big work. In that place, therefore, hear the sound of the trumpet. Resort ye thither unto us. Our God shall fight for us. So that's what I told you. When the trumpet sound, it means there's some commotion, there's something going on, whether at the west or the east end of the wall. So the trumpet sounder is going to sound the trumpet. He's going to blow the trumpet, so they know which part of the wall to go and fight for. Likewise, at the same time, said I unto the people, let everyone with his servant lodge within Jerusalem, that in the night they may be a guard to us and labor on the day. So Nehemiah is saying, I want all of you to lodge in Jerusalem. If you guys lodging a little bit out of Jerusalem, come, all of you want to lodge. Maybe he wants them to lodge closer to the wall. He wants a big crowd. A lot of them lodge closer to the walls. That's what he's saying. I want you to lodge. So he wants them to lodge close to the wall. That way they get more protection. More people, more protection for the wall. Because this wall has to go up. This wall has to finish. Because remember, they're working in hot weather. And they're getting a lot of distraction from Sanballat, Tobiah, Gershom, the Arabians, the Samaritan, and all the ites and kites. All those people that was there, the neighboring tribes, they didn't want to see the wall goes up. After 70 years, they're saying, where is these people going? We're gonna fight. We're gonna harass them. We're gonna harass them. We don't want to see this wall enclosed. Jerusalem lie waste. Let's see that's based on my earlier reading. You could tell they were really teasing on Nehemiah and the worker to say that wall is not gonna be strong. All those little rubbles that the Romans, they tore Jerusalem up, like I said. So all those debris and rubbles that's there, this is what they're using to rebuild the wall of Jerusalem. I keep saying Jericho, but sorry, it's Jerusalem, the wall of Jerusalem. So they keep, so they're using whatever debris left off, from all those buildings that was torn down by the Romans. They're using all those debris to build the wall. And God is going to situate that. The children of Israel rebuild the wall. After 70 years in captivity, longing in captivity, reminiscing in back Jerusalem, they finally come out of exile and back in Jerusalem and building the wall. And they were teased, they were mocked, and everybody come from different corners upon them. And so he's saying, all of my workers, they have one arms on the wall, plastering the wall, laying the stones with one all on the wall, and they have one arms and their sword or their spears, because they're going to defend this wall, because this wall is going to go up. Jerusalem is going to be enclosed once more. So the builders, all of the children, all of them, they were very happy to rebuild Jerusalem. And they get so much annoyance from the pressure. So let's read on and see what's going on. Because the wall is, almost finished. So neither I, nor my brethren, nor my servant, nor the men of the guard which follow me, none of us put off our clothes, saving that which one put them off for washing. You see, that's what he's saying. So verse 23, put off our clothes. What he's saying is basically saying, none of us take off our clothes until it's time for washing. But in a spiritual form, he probably is talking about you know, the readiness. Take off our clothes. The readiness. None of us take off our swords or anything. They are set in motion in readiness. So they are ready at all time to defend the wall. So maybe this is what constantly set in motion in readiness to defend the wall. Maybe that's what chapter 23 is saying when he said none of us, because it's like he's making a record of it, because he said, so neither I, nor my brethren, nor my servant, nor the men of the guard which follow me, none of us put off our clothes. So clothes is right there. It seems he's not talking about the physical clothes. Maybe he's talking more in a maybe a spiritual terms, or he's saying none of us, we are set in motion in readiness. So none of us drop our arms. We are in ready motion at all time to defend this wall. You know, any assault happen, we are in ready motion. So they're not dropping their guard down, because the wall is almost finished, and the wall is, and Jerusalem is enclosed, and it's caused an uproar with the other neighboring tribes that is there, and they do everything to tease them, to laugh at them, distract them, to prevent them from building the wall. And Nehemiah is saying, Yahweh is on our side. This wall is going to go up. Jerusalem is going to be once more enclosing. And I'm telling you, all children, I'm telling you, listen to me. We just came out of captivity. You guys better remember, when you were in captivity, learning those Babylonian cultures and learning the Aramaic language. Because you have to remember, they were in Babylon for a long time. They were in Babylon for over 70 years. So in 70 years, those younger generation they're gone off to Babylon. They were learned the Aramaic language. Because the children of Israel, they speak the Hebrew language. So all those children coming back, they're speaking Aramaic language. So it's a learning curve for all of them coming back. You have to remember, some of those children thousands of those children went to captivity. Don't even remember anything about Jerusalem because they were young. So they're coming back with a new Babylonian language, Aramaic language in Jerusalem. So, you know, so Nehemiah is talking to the people, we're going to build this wall and we're going to get back in tune with God. So, because they almost finished the wall. So, this is a 3-part reading of Nehemiah chapter 2. Then now I'm in chapter 4. So, this is the last part of verse in chapter 4. And this is the ending of the 3-part reading of Nehemiah. So, now the children are in Israel and they build their wall. And Yahweh was on their side. So until then, my disciple, I just want to say, God is the greatest bulldozer. He will bulldoze any obstacle in your way, and He will allow you to get the job done. So until then, God first, man second. God first, man second. So if you like what you heard, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, so whenever I upload anything new, you'll be the first to hear. So until then, God bless.